Donald Trump's July 4th speech in Washington, D.C. was an absolute disaster. It was worse than even expected. The speech was significantly delayed because of a storm in Washington, D.C., but Donald Trump said that he was going to speak anyway and compared himself giving the speech to our troops storming the beaches of Normandy on D-Day. He said if they were willing to make that sacrifice, he'd be willing to make the sacrifice and give this speech. I know, how pathetic is that to make such a ridiculous comparison. Then Donald Trump began his speech. He could barely complete sentences. He said that America built the empire of liberty.
We just tamed the wilderness and conquered the frontier and built the empire. It's called the Empire of Liberty. We laid down the railroads.
Then he continued to glitch throughout his speech.
Joyous and glorious milestones of all time, and you know what that is, 250, the 250th anniversary, and I do have to say this.
He then continued to glitch throughout his speech. He was struggling to complete basic sentences. Let's play it.
And next to it, we also have the flag that was given to that immortal, just a fantastic, immortal Rough Rider, the one and only, and I was at the museum the other day at its opening, Theodore Roosevelt.
And also the attendance was absolutely dismal at Donald Trump's July 4th speech. You can see right here all of the empty seats in the crowd. Donald Trump claimed there's over 150,000 people. He said there was going to be 375,000 people. It didn't even fill the area. I mean, again, look at all of the empty seats right there. A very, very, very tiny crowd indeed. Then Donald Trump started lying and saying how he brought in $19 trillion. The crowd did not seem interested in anything that he was saying.
We have $19.2 trillion being invested in our country, which is 6 times more than ever happened before. We're building more factories in the United States than ever before. Everyone's 401ks are at the highest number they've ever been. And more people are working today in the United States than any time in the history of our country.
Then he went on to say the biggest threat facing our country is communism. And he says we need to smoke out those communists right now, and that he's going to devote his term to smoking out communists.
Communism is a loser, and it always will be. The communist system is the opposite of the American system, and the communist system has never worked. Our warriors did not fight communism on battlefields across the world, only to have that menace rear its ugly head right back here in America. We're not going to let it happen. We like to stop a threat like that immediately and before it begins. It's like a cancer. You got to cut it out. You got to cut it out fast.
He continues to attack communists and communism. He says they don't have a chance. They may try to hide, but they don't have a chance. I'm going to catch all the communists, he says.
And all these talks from the communists, they haven't got a chance. Not even a chance. We don't want communists in our country. Never worked, and it never will work.
Is this the single worst July 4th speech you ever heard? What the heck is even going on here? Then he suggests that he's actually serving his 3rd term right now during the July 4th speech. And then he claims that he's wiped out Iran off the face of the map, that it doesn't exist, and that Iran doesn't have a military, and that they're no longer even here, he says. Again, this is the most deranged July 4th speech I've ever heard. Here, play this clip.
We rebuilt our military in my 1st term. We used it a little bit in our, well, actually I should say 3rd term, but I won't do that because I don't want any controversy. But we use it, and we've had tremendous success. You look at Venezuela, you look at Iran, we wiped it out. Wiped out their military.
He then looks at his very tiny crowd and he says they estimated that it was 375,000 people who were going to show up, but now it's 150,000 people. There's not even anywhere close to anywhere near that number. How ridiculous is this?
And they estimated they had 375,000 people before everybody had to leave. And they now have 150,000 people. It's the craziest thing anyone's ever seen.
Then he goes on to say that one of the things about our country is that we have equal justice under the law, although I was treated so unfairly in my cases, but I won't get into that. But I was treated so unfairly.
Unlike so many others in the world, in this country, we have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, equal justice under the law, although I wasn't treated that well, but we won't get into that. And the right to keep and bear arms.
He then points to a flag that he says was one of the original flags that our country had when the British waved the white flag of surrender that nobody thought was possible. These were the American flags at the time. Okay, here, play this clip.
These are the real flags. These are flags that have seen a lot. These were the stars and stripes that flew triumphant when the British waved the white flag of surrender at Yorktown. That was a big surrender. Nobody thought that was possible.
He then describes how over 250 years there have been terrible tyrants, but the United States still said, I mean, I think you're the terrible tyrant that you are describing right here.
Over 250 years, the world has seen the great empires, vast kingdoms, mighty nations, and terrible tyrants. They came and they went. But after 2.5 centuries, this American republic still stands tall and strong, and we love each other. That showed tonight. You heard it was over, and what happened? You came back.
You could see right here Donald Trump waiting inside one of these makeshift kind of trailer buildings before his speech during the storm. Here's Donald Trump watching himself on Fox. So what was going on Fox is he reached out to the state regime media hosts, and they were out there saying how Donald Trump told them that this speech was like storming the beaches of Normandy. And he said that if they can storm the beaches on D-Day, I can deliver the speech.
I just got a call from President Trump. He said those veterans had to go through bad weather on D-Day. I'm going through bad weather. No matter what happens, I am delivering this speech. We are going to do this program. Maybe it'll be a little bit shorter, but I'm going to do it, whether it's 10 or 11 or 2 a.m. And I said, Mr. President, there might not be anybody here. He said, I don't care. It's America 250. If they can storm the beaches of D-Day, on D-Day, I can deliver a speech and we can keep this program going. Now, he said, you got to be safe. You got to make sure everybody's okay. But he thinks that he is going to do this speech no matter what. And this program is going to go on no matter what.
And then while there was a delay before Donald Trump's speech, there was this really creepy message straight out of 1984 on the loudspeaker. Joe Cahill captured what was going down there. And this message on loop is saying, Donald Trump respects you. This is a speech that you all deserve to hear. Rain or shine, we will be giving. I mean, it's straight out of 1984.
At President Donald J. Trump's direction, gates to the National Mall will reopen at 9:45 p.m. The Salute to America celebration will move forward. The president will deliver remarks at 11 p.m. and the fireworks spectacular will follow. Rain or shine, the American people deserve a celebration worthy of our nation's historic 250th birthday. For 250 years, Americans have overcome every challenge with grit, resilience, and determination. A little rain will never diminish our pride, our patriotism, or our celebration of the greatest nation in the history of the world. At this time, we ask you to proceed slowly and cautiously back into the National Mall. America, it's time to celebrate.
And the message that Donald Trump made all of his propagandists put out, like the main spokesperson for the Freedom 250 event, is that this is like the the courage of our veterans, and like it's like again like a whole stolen valor thing. It's like, yes, we will reopen at 9:45. Trump will deliver the remarks at 11 p.m. Rain or shine, the American people deserve a celebration worthy of our nation's historic 250th birthday. For 250 years, Americans have overcome every challenge with grit, resilience, and determination. A little rain will never diminish our pride, patriotism, or our celebration of the greatest nation in the history of the world. And then Donald Trump goes and say, storms bring luck to whatever the occasion. They also make things a little more exciting. We will wait it out. I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning or in 1 hour from now. Looks like it's going to pass. Our great veterans, especially the old timers, many of whom are there, went through hellfire, and it didn't stop them. It's not going to stop us either. We are comparing what you're doing to, again, our veterans in war. What in the world are you talking about? There you have it. So I can go on and on. You get it. It was a horrible speech. You couldn't speak. The hell was even that? Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. And thanks for watching, everybody.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.